Welcome to I Know Jax, the show that wants you to eat local, drink local, and be local. I'm Joe Talentino. I know the weather isn't screaming fall, but it's almost here, and I'm really looking forward to the fall season because I like craft beer, and in particular, stouts, and fall is definitely the season for that. Now, it's also the season for pumpkin everything, from pumpkin coffee creamer to pumpkin beer, and I'm not a big fan of pumpkin, but I'm getting way ahead of myself. It's still summer, hot here in Florida, and life is good. Now, one of the things I love doing on weekends is to have brunch. And when I say brunch, I don't mean breakfast, I mean brunch. The whole package with mimosas, or even better, Bloody Marys and lots of good food. Now at Hobnob, they take a little bit of a different approach to brunch. Just check this out. So I've come down to Unity Plaza to Hobnob, and I'm hanging out with Chef Roger, and he's gonna make a brunch item that, well, we've all heard of, and it's
Hawaiian stuffed French toast.
French toast we've heard of. Hawaiian stuff, I don't know. So tell me how you guys make this.
Absolutely. What we've done is we've taken some King's Hawaiian sweet roll and we've stuffed it with something called hapia.
Hapia?
Hapia is like a coconut custard that's very popular in Hawaii. We've rolled in a little bit of typical French toast mixture, some eggs, cinnamon.
Right.
And then we're going to take it and we rolled it in a little bit of toasted macadamia nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Some panko breadcrumbs and a little bit more toasted coconut.
God love it.
Okay. So what we're going to do on this is that we're going to take it, we're just going to brush it with a little bit of clarified butter because we don't want to get this too hard. We want to keep it nice and tender on top, but we do want to get a little bit of color.
Gotcha.
So we're just going to put a little bit of clarified butter on each one of those.
Beautiful.
And then we're going to pop it in the oven at 350 for about 2.5 to 3 minutes until it's nice and golden brown.
Sounds good.
Okay. You just want to get it like that. You just want to get it to where it's a nice golden brown, and you can
smell the nuts.
Absolutely,
man.
You can see the macadamia nuts in there. You can see the coconut in there. All right. So we're going to take this. We're going to start off by putting a little bit of warm coconut syrup on the plate.
You're an artist. Has anybody ever told you that?
Just you, Joe. I need to hang around you.
No,
more.
you're lying.
Yeah. Okay. Then we're going to take that and we're going to garnish it with a little bit of fresh summer berries. We've got some blackberries, raspberries.
When I was told you got to try the French toast at Hobnob, this was not at all what I had in mind.
No.
I just want to say that.
Absolutely.
You know, I had my grandmother's, sliced up Wonder Bread with some, no, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I grew up on those things too. My mom is actually from the South, so this is just our version of something I grew up and we love in Hawaii. So we're going to take it and make it a little bit upscale.
That's awesome.
Then we're going to finish it with just a little bit of a coconut drizzle on top. Fresh lemon, greens that we put on here for a nice color for the dish.
Interesting.
And that's our Hawaiian stuffed French toast.
So French toast, just like Grandma made it. Never. Hobnob has a special luau dinner for Labor Day this year, and I'm going to it. I'm really looking forward to that. Now, if you haven't been to Hobnob yet, I suggest you go try it out. And when you do, make sure to let them know that you saw their story here on I Know Jax and that Joe sent you. Next, we're going to talk about good food and craft beer. The King Street area of Jacksonville has just exploded, and a lot of that has to do with the growth of craft beer. What are we up to now, like 9 breweries in town? And guess what? There's more coming. And on top of that, there are lots of places that serve craft beer. Now, one of my favorite places to go is the Silver Cow. So Regina, tell me how you got started in this business.
My goodness, I got in this because I hated beer. I had no idea what was awaiting out there in the craft beer world. I got in this purely by accident. My husband tried to get me out and about, try craft beer, and I said, why? I don't like beer. Why would I want to try craft beer? What's craft beer? So basically it started one night, one evening. We had you pick a date night, I pick a date night, and on his date night we visited Bowl City Brewery. I had a taste of my first craft beer. It was the Dukes. The Dukes did me in. I said, wow, this is incredible. Chocolate, caramel nuts, I've got all these flavors. I said, this is beer?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to try more. It's wild. You know, I just knew the mass brand products. I didn't know about craft beer. So it just snowballed into that. My husband said, why don't you start a blog? I said, I'll start a blog. Who's going to read that? So I did. I started blogging about the different beers I had, food items that I was trying with it, why I like the beer, the notes, places I could find the beers. And then he suggested, why not you start a Facebook page? So I did, and it took off from there. The blog was called Jax Beach. And
Which I think is funny because bitch is not the word that comes to mind when I met you. No. Babe, maybe. Bitch, no.
Yes. So it started with that, and it's been an amazing ride and adventure ever since. And that was a little over 4 years ago. And I had the opportunity of having my own little craft beer bar, and I jumped on it, and here we are. Our guests are like family. We don't want to treat them like a customer. We treat them like their family. They become friends, become family to us. And I really wanted just an intimate little chill spot, nothing crazy, just an intimate, sweet little spot to have. Enjoy craft beer, some wine, and simple nashes here on King Street. And I was blessed to get into it at the right time.
A little birdie has tweeted in my ear about something that's happening in the future. Maybe you can enlighten me.
The Mazer. It will be a meadery, cider house, offering light fare, but I am partnering up with Ed and Beth Stansel, and Ed is known for his brewing techniques.
Sure.
Fabulous homebrewer.
Won a couple of awards, I believe.
Tons of bling bling.
Yeah.
He's the bling bling brewer. Just an all around great guy, and Beth, they're both wonderful folks. And when they approached me and my husband went about this opportunity, I said, heck yeah, we'll do this. We'd love to. So I'm now learning a lot more about mead and cider than I ever have.
Cool.
And so it's a unique extra alternative than just craft beer.
Right.
Which is awesome. So this whole area, I mean, you've got all these amazing craft beers, not just here, but all up and along, King Street and Five Points, and just all over Jacksonville. It's just exploding. More breweries are coming in. Inch 15 is now doing mead and cider as well. John Harris, he's producing his meads in Orange Park. So it's exciting now. We got all these breweries, now we have meaderies and cider houses popping up. So it's just a great time to be here and doing this.
So at Silver Cow, it's not just about the wine and beer, it's also about some great little eats. Here they've got some pork rinds with a little honey and Tabasco drizzle over the top and some cheese as well. And here we got sweet onion bacon compote and some crostinis. And here we got pancetta Pavarotti grilled cheese sandwich. How about that? See you out here at the Silver Cow. Regina and her staff are really knowledgeable when it comes to craft beer. Now, one of the reasons that I enjoy craft beer is there's no right or wrong, and there's always something new to taste. Now, when I first started drinking craft beer, I always went with a pale ale or something like that. I said, I don't like dark beers. Now, I love stouts. The darker the better. It's funny how you can change. And that's what we need to do here too. Change the topic. Here at I Know Jax, we do our best to support local businesses in the community. Visit our website to find out how we can help promote your business on iknowjax.com.
Call Joe directly at 904-345-0755 or visit iknowjax.com/advertising.
I'm with my buddy Kris Chislett, the wine guy, and today we're going to talk about wine experts, which, believe it or not, this guy is.
That's kind of a push. Experts.
In your sommelier.
Sommelier. See,
Did I say it
pronunciation
right?
down. Yes,
Okay.
sommelier.
And what the heck is that?
Well,
I know wine, like it's a fancy thing for wine expert.
That's
right?
kind of what I mean. When it comes down to it, it's really just someone that's think of it.
You took
like,
a test. You got
well, exactly. It's kind of like
you know a button?
anyone can call themselves a chef,
right?
But who has gone through culinary school, or has spent enough time in restaurants,
right.
or got the certain credentials, and
right.
So it's more that I've got some little buttons to back it up, and the
All
cool
right.
certificates, and
right.
put you through.
But
all
there's
these
an education
behind
the whole thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So the Courtis Master Sommeliers is one of the kind of bodies that I went through.
Right.
So they'll give you kind of a blind tasting, and there are a few different tests, and there's a service element to it, and,
so
and
your
like
stuff
4 different.
Better than I do.
Well,
a little bit.
I mean, I think my cat knows more than you do, but that's beside the point.
Living
right
at
now,
his house, you can understand why.
Yeah, no, Maisie knows her wine. Maisie is down with
We have to have Maisie in for one.
Yeah, we should get Maisie in drinking the Carmenere.
I can hear cat videos are really popular these days.
Cats and wine, I think
it's a hit.
If we put Justin Bieber in it, that's everything. We've got all our demographics.
No,
right
we need
there.
twerking too. That's always a plus.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
A
cat twerking, drinking wine.
We're thinking it out, so we'll talk about it after.
But back to the sommelier.
But yeah, what are we even talking about anymore? I don't even know.
You being a wine expert.
Yeah,
what that means.
So sommelier, so that's really just what it is. Most decent restaurants have a sommelier, and to be a proper sommelier,
right.
fully accredited one, you're supposed to go through, the Courtis Master Sommeliers
right.
to be a certified sommelier, and you can kind of work your way up. So most restaurants,
right.
the nicer fine dining, steakhouses have one, but anybody can call themselves a sommelier.
Anybody can say I'm a sommelier.
Basically. There's not too many people that take the time to go through the steps.
But the real thing is not to be afraid to ask for expert help.
Yeah.
So that's really, that's what I did when I came to him and said, hey, I don't know crap about wine. I need to learn, help me, and we're gonna roll some cameras while you do that. Is that cool?
Well, see, and like wine, like the funny thing is when it comes into wine snobs, and people always talk, it's the funniest thing. They talk, truthfully, when you talk about wine snobs,
you're not as wine snob as
sommeliers generally aren't wine snobs. I mean, truthfully, hand on heart, like the guys that really kind of know their stuff are really not wine snobs.
'Cause they're
it's
above
the
it,
people that are trying to get
wannabes.
one over on the sommeliers.
The wannabes.
That are normally the snobs.
It's
to be
always
honest,
the wannabes, man.
Yeah, the people that really know their stuff, they're not the snobs that really know their stuff, not the pretenders.
So if you're really wanting to find out about wine, ask an expert. Are you enjoying tonight's show? A lot of people in Jacksonville are too. Now you can showcase your local business or service right here on I Know Jax. Give me a call to find out how.
Call Joe directly at 904-345-0755 or visit iknowjax.com/advertising.
I Know Jax is a weekly TV show, but it's also a small business. We're not owned by a big media company. We're a small mom and pop team. Every week we produce a new episode of the show, and we also produce something that I like to call the Hump Day Update. It's new. It's a short video that I upload on Wednesdays talking about, whatever I find interesting. You can find the Hump Day Update on Facebook, YouTube, and on my website at iknowjax.com. Well, that's it for this week's episode of I Know Jax. I'll be back with another episode next week. But until then, I'll see you on the internet.